Well, howdy, y'all. Look what I'm inside today. Beloved Volvo. And that's a joke. I don't love Volvos, but they serve me well for the most part. Anyways, figured y'all be curious, the whole semi thing. Guys coming from a small pickup, and some of them know, some of them don't. How do you operate a semi? Well, I figured out to talk about the basics. And that would be, what does it take to get in a semi, start it up, and get it going? Meaning, get it moving. Might save your life, might save you thousands of dollars. I don't know what the case may be, but here, figured I'd share with you guys. Clearly, I'm inside a semi, so I hope you all know how to get inside a semi. Nothing fancy, just a good old school key. You turn it, and you open the door, okay? I ain't making fun of you guys. I'm just trying to get some sarcasm in my life, because I've been having one heck of a 2-month period. People, that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, so like any diesel, you'd want to turn on the ignition, and you guys could recognize that little spiral thing, right? Volvos are fancy. They show you your oil level, and not 100% accurate, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. So, the basics. I'm not going to show you guys how to do a pre-trip and the oil deal, but specifically, how to get inside a truck and get it moving. So, that little light's out, and you go to town. For legal purposes, you always want to have that little buzzer. Anytime you're under 60 psi, the buzzer's going to go off. A little under 60, these things are going to mechanically pop out. These are your parking, clearly, and this is your trailer supply. The way it works, it's very simple. You got a spring-loaded brake assembly. Guys, don't pick on my terminology. I'm just keeping it as simple as possible. Sorry about that noise, but it's just going to keep doing what it got to do until it gets some air in there. Yeah, that's annoying. Check engine fault. Oh boy, this thing has a check engine light. So you'd want to start it up and build air. Oh, what I was talking about, the spring loaded. Let me finish talking about that. The way the brake works, parking brake, all this thing does is gets rid of all the air in your brake system. Keep it very simple, okay? Once again, don't pick on my terminology. I'm just keeping it simple so any average Joe can understand. By pulling this, you get rid of all your air in your brake system, where it's that spring that I was talking about. It's natural, right? It's spring loaded, and it pushes with all its might. The way you release the parking brake is by pushing this thing in, and you got air battling. You got an air chamber that's battling that spring right now and pushing it right back where it belongs. Okay? That's how it works. So that's why you cannot move a truck without air. Okay? See, we're past that 60, we're quiet, and we're working. So, very basics, but you gotta know them. So, you gotta add air to fight that spring-loaded brake. And then, of course, if you have a trailer, which in this case I do, for me to move it, I gotta apply it. But, I mean, guys, have your brakes on. Once again, this has nothing to do with the pre-trip and the air inspection and all them pre-trip tests. This is just solely for a guy to get in and understand how basics work and move the truck out his way or her way, whatever the case may be. We got something called an automatic transmission, which y'all could get all emotional about it. I'm not the biggest fan of auto, but nowadays drivers highly prefer it, and if they're tuned right, and in the Volvo world, 17s and up are tuned right, it's a pleasure to drive. It's just easy. You cruise along, no big deal. It's almost like an automobile when you're bobtailing. Bobtailing meaning no semi-trailer behind you. You hear all that? That's a lot of air. There's two different types of trailers. Some trailers completely release all the air. I don't know if I want to get into this, but whatever. Some trailers completely release all the air, and you got your suspensions bottomed out, and obviously your brakes. Other trailers, somehow there's a valve in there where it keeps the air in the airbags, and then the brakes completely, lose all the air. So that's back to the spring action. So that's how that trailer stays put. A trailer like this, it gets rid of all its air. So you guys heard how long it took. It's done. It took what, 30 seconds to get the air in there, maybe even longer. So this trailer needed air for its suspension and its brakes. So nothing new, nothing crazy there. Just keep in mind. So at this point, you know, you hold your brakes and put it in drive. Drive, baby, drive. And on a manual transmission, you'd hit the clutch and put it in first gear. Cool? Released by pressing it in. Released by pressing it in. If you have no trailer and you press this thing in, it ain't gonna stay in because you're just blowing air in the atmosphere and it's gonna feel that. It'll pop right back out at you. So if you have no trailer, don't confuse yourself and try to push this in. It just ain't gonna work. It has nothing to hold that air to. So, you know, automatically truck feels it's light. Put it in second gear. You know, I could do first gear. I could do, it's showing me I got 3 gears left. 1 more gear. You know, I go fourth gear, which is pretty dumb. And on the automatic side, it's just like really simple. You got your pluses and minuses. We're in drive, so we're overriding it. And at some point, it will override you. Or you could just put it in manual, and you're stuck, buddy. So anyways, we're good to go. I can move the truck. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm not gonna move it far. We're moving. Okay. And you know, with this setup, you're free to go. I mean, you can go as fast as you can. On a manual transmission, if you're watching this video to move a manual truck, you're probably not going to get past first gear because you got to understand how to flow gears. Cool? So to park it, you just pull it. You guys hear that, right? All that air leaving? That one automatically popped out. Yeah, I keep it busy, or simple. I'll keep it very simple. So a quick rundown. You get in the truck, you start your truck like any diesel, watch the glow light. Watch your air pressure, make sure you're holding air pressure. Like we got rounded off about 100 psi, well, some change. Hit the brakes, you know, release these 2 bad boys, and put it in gear and start driving. I don't know who this video is going to help, but I hope it helps somebody. As always, y'all behave and may the Lord bless you. Ciao, bye.